right, welcome back to another edition of the CBSI Star Wars Comic Show. I'm joined again, as always, by Mike and Ben, and we got a couple of interesting books for you this time out. We are going a little bit outside the box and doing non-comic, our favorite non-comic Star Wars picks that you can be on the lookout for, basically. So if you like what we're doing, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Hit that alert button so you don't miss any of the content that we got dropping basically every day now. And hang on for a second. We'll be right back with some books of a sort. All right, so just to kind of give you guys some context to what we're talking about here, we're not looking at magazines. We're not looking at your traditional comic books. Some of the things that kind of came into consideration but kind of left off of our picks just because, I don't know, I just think they're just kind of too high right now. Or they're already pretty expensive. And that's like this trade paperback for the webcomic reprint. This thing is pretty tough to get, and it's, like I said, it's already pretty expensive. But this is the kind of thing we're talking about. This is original Star Wars content, and it is printed in a non-comic book format. It's basically an original graphic novel collecting, what was it, the webcomics that they had?
Yep, that's right. And keep in mind, too, if you're looking to get this, it should have 2 posters with it as well.
That's right. That's right.
But the story I heard is where they were on the table, they were like separate. So if you didn't grab the trade paperback and the posters, there might be posters missing from these, but there were posters printed to go along with this thing. So it's technically not complete without the posters. But.
Good point. The other one is one of these little guys that I got sitting right next to me, and everybody's probably known about this because of the Darksaber and Bo-Katan. This is that Defenders of the Lost Temple, the little Clone Wars trade paperbacks that kind of picked up after the comic basically stopped. These are all, again, original content, original stories, so it's not like they're reprinting something else that's out there. So it's just not in the format that you're usually used to collecting, but still something that is important, I think, and I think we all think, and should pay attention to it.
Yep.
But like I said, this one's already pretty well known and pretty pricey these days.
Yeah, Bo-Katan, Darksaber. I mean, there's a lot going on in this one. This is a toughie.
So I'm going with one of them from the series that I also like that Ben had told me about, and I think, Mike, you had also mentioned this before, and this is that the Sith Hunters. And in this, you get the first comic, or whatever you want to call it, appearance, Mother Talzin. Am I saying her name right?
Yep.
Talzin. And she's just an awesome character that is got to be coming. She's got to be showing up. It's something sometime soon. And I don't know if it's going to be Mando or Ahsoka or what they might be doing, but this is a character that's just too cool with the whole context behind her with the the Night Sisters, the witches. Is just too much good to not use. So I like this book. And so again, thank you two for telling me about it. But that's why I like this one.
I love this book. I mean, I featured this thing like 2 years ago on Cover Tunes when it was worthless because I loved the Filoni cover on it. It's a beautiful cover. He didn't do a whole lot of covers other than that, like one of 1,000 Ahsoka Clone Wars #1 thing. But this is another Filoni piece, and I loved the cover. It didn't have any value at the time, but I agree with you that Mother Talzin has to appear in something. Another Filoni favorite. She's designed off of an original Darth Maul concept from way back, the Sith Witch. From like the early concept stages of Episode 1, and I don't know. I think she's got to show up someplace, and this is the book, man. This is a great choice.
This book's silly. I'm not even going to go into this book. I think this book's also good because of Morley. It's that weird serpent snake thing that's somehow tied to Maul and Opress, and then gets fucking choked out and thrown in a fire by one of them. But like that story, like, man, this if we're chasing Jeff the Land Shark or whatever the hell it is, Morley's a solid backup, man. Not to mention, just look at the rest of that. Like, there's so much in the book. Obi-Wan
9 first appearances. Wow, that's crazy.
We'll see some Darth Maul and Obi-Wan, and then get back to Mother Talzin there.
Yeah. And again, it's little. It's not your normal comic size. It's this little trade.
Those digest kind of things, yeah.
Exactly, the digest size. That's the word I was looking for. Speaking of weird printings, though.
Yeah.
What do you got for us?
Oh, yeah, man. I have a weird one today. And I kind of mentioned this in the last show when we were looking at Empire Strikes Back Weekly UK 127, which was sort of the first, I kept saying the first floppy appearance of Boba Fett. Because there's that weird like litany of other things that come before it, right? There's that illustrated novel, which is supposedly first, even though it has a July 1980 date on it. It has purple Yoda in it, which means it probably goes along with the UK annual, which was May 1980. They're the only two things that have the purple Yoda in it. And then there's Super Special 16, which is also I think it's August of 1980. And then there's the Treasury, which nobody knows what month that thing came out. It just says 1980 everywhere. But in June, the weekly and daily comic strips that were in the newspapers actually featured Boba Fett. A lot of people don't know this. So the one that's up on the screen right now is June 19th. That's his first appearance. It's a Thursday, and it is really, really tough to get. I have some of them. And you're seeing it on the screen, but it's a little hard to see. They're going to be probably brown like this. So, if you're seeing something that looks real white, if you see something that looks real white like that was on the screen, it's probably a reprint. It's on newsprint. It was in your newspaper. It was meant to be thrown away. But that's his first panel right there, in his own original story for the first time. Keep in mind, all those other appearances are just retellings of the movie, whereas this is his first sort of story. And all of the things that I'm mentioning all way predate Star Wars 42. So just keep that in mind. So when we say Star Wars 42 is first Boba Fett, it's really like eighth Boba Fett. First Boba Fett in color in the strips is 3 days later. And these Sundays have two different formats. And the format that's up on the screen is this full page format. And the reason why this is important to show, not only is he's in it's this panel here, he's in the snow. And then he's in almost every panel for the next, 2 months or something like that. But there's some newspapers that printed Saturdays, some newspapers that didn't print Saturdays. And generally the ones that did print Saturdays did not print this format. They did not print this full page format. They printed what looks more like a two strip format, because they did print the previous panel on Saturday. So you could find these Sundays, these color Sundays, in two different formats. So just be aware of that. You don't have a fake if you find one that's only maybe 2/3 of this page. You have something that's real. It just means that whatever that syndicate was that published it was printing Saturdays. But technically there is no Saturday. It's supposed to be June 19th and June 20th. That's the Thursday and Friday. And then June 22nd, which is this first Sunday. And then there should be no Saturday technically. But again, whatever. It's his first solo story. These are really hard to get. They're nearly impossible to get in this full page format. And the dailies, the one I just showed you, is the only one I've ever seen for sale at any price. And I know that they're tough to get, but when you find them, they're usually really cheap. So I got the entire 3-month run for $70, I think, every single day for 3 months for $70. So they're not going to be expensive if you find them, but they're really hard to find.
But you've never found them except for once.
I know other people that have found them, though.
Way down the rabbit hole with that.
Yeah, I know other people that have found them, but keep in mind, this is an ephemeral thing. People threw their newspapers away. And so unless they do, and they still do, or if they even get the newspaper at all. And most people cut them out and didn't necessarily cut them out straight or nicely. May have colored them in if they were kids. So, Restored. Yeah, exactly.
Use it for packaging material while shipping stuff, starting their campfires or their fires.
If you have a source, for newspapers and things like that, you may just want to keep your eyes out for these things, because they should cost you pennies if you can find them. But they're just not a lot of them left. So just something to keep your eyes out for. That if you're a Boba Fett collector, you probably almost need to have at some point.
Craziness.
What do you guys think about these? I mean, this is a weird one, but
I got nothing left to say. I'm just going to echo Peter's down the rabbit hole and
yeah. We have an article coming out for this whole thing soon, so keep your eyes on CBSI. It'll be an article called The Daily Stripper. It'll talk about various daily strips, but the first one that will drop will be on these Boba Fett strips. So just keep your eyes out. Should be dropping in the next couple of weeks. It'll be a co-written thing between Topher and myself.
Nice. Yeah, it's fascinating. I don't know much about these things because again, you're down the hole. I'll be waiting for you up here. Let me know if you need a hand to get back out.
I know. Well, I'm never going to come back up. I can't get out.
I'll throw down some snacks.
Thank you. That'll work.
I'll end up down there then.
Well, you went down it yourself. What do you got?
Oh, dude, I'm not down the rabbit hole. I got one of the, what is it, Random House or Penguin here? The books.
Yep. Yeah, I think so.
Yoda's Kaibuck. Everyone that watches Clone Wars knows that his Kaibuck is awesome and that apparently there's a huge fan following for this kind of thing. So he first shows up in a digest-sized graphic novel. It's all original content. I think I can't even speak on them being cheap anymore. They used to be cheap. I'm sure you can still find it for $10, $15.
Yeah, they're inconsistently priced. Some people know and are reaching for much higher prices, and then other people just throw them up for nothing. And condition sensitive as well. Some of them are kind of beat up, torn up. Some of them might even have like the library stickers, like taped to them because they could be found their ways in libraries. It's crazy what you can find out there. So pricing is inconsistent.
You want the Chase stuff? There's that. They're the library editions that are hardcover. I don't have it for this. I have it for the Strange Allies.
Yeah, Spotlight, I think, did those, right? Just like the Clone Wars ones?
No, maybe they did them too, but they're much smaller, and they were like library. They're supposed to be library only. Everyone I've seen has library tape.
Yeah.
I got these guys.
Yeah, those are the ones I'm talking about. Those are Spotlight, right? Is that what they say on the back?
Those are bigger.
Those are the ones I got. They're library ones that I got.
But those are like tall. Those are bigger than the Mother Talzin. I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah, those are even bigger than the comic books. Those are taller. Because the pages, the hardcover has like a lip.
Yeah, around. So it's a little bit bigger.
Yeah, but those are hard to find though.
Yeah,
there was one came up on eBay for that Defenders of the Lost Temple. It went for some ungodly amount of money, I think.
Yeah, I'm sure it did. What'll blow your mind even further? There's two different versions of the. I was gonna say soft to avoid saying floppy, but it's just as bad. Like shit. The regular like floppy, there's like a matte version, and then like it looks almost like a library resistant version. At first, I thought it was like melted something on it, or like done at the library itself, and it doesn't look like it was because it has a different statement on the back of the barcode.
Oh, that's interesting. That does. Oh,
yeah,
gosh.
dude. You want to talk about down the rabbit hole? I'm like, why am I looking at this, and why am I stuck on it? Like, literally, the only two people are fucking you and Topher that are going to care. Like, that's fascinating.
But of course, now I got to go find them now. Damn you!
Exactly.
I'm just lucky to have the ones I have now. They're some of them are so damn rare.
Especially in this day and age, man, where everything is getting gobbled up.
No, it really is. Really is. And don't forget to check out. See, you're seeing all these guys. If you don't know this, where it says Star Wars first appearances. Don't forget to check out Ben's list over on CBSI with all the first appearances. It's over 500 first appearances on that list. It's basically everybody in every book that they've ever appeared in for the first time, and it is a treasure trove of info. Even for those of us who've collected this stuff since the 90s or even the 70s and 80s. You just can't memorize this much information, and it's all in one place on the website. So go check that out.
It's getting updated constantly by the community as a whole.
Yeah, and don't be afraid. If you guys see something that doesn't jive with what you think, research it first.
It's missing something that's missing. The people that want to argue first appearances, hit me up on Instagram. That's all we do.
Yep.
Jesus.
Yep.
But if you see
don't be
something
shy.
that's missing, absolutely comment. Let us know. We'll get it in there and give you the credit for it.
Yep, absolutely.
So until next time, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
See ya.